The next amendment, does someone else have an amendment? Gentleman from Michigan, Mr. Walberg.
Mr. Chairman, I have Amendment Walberg H7310, Amendment 4 at the desk.
Clerk will report the amendment.
Amendment to the amendment in the nature of a substitute to H.R. 7310 offered by Mr. Walberg of Michigan, identifier H 7310_AMD_04.
Mr. Chairman, I reserve a point of order.
Point of order reserved. The gentleman from Michigan is recognized for 5 minutes on behalf of his amendment.
I thank the chairman. H.R. 7310 directs Department of Labor to establish an employee ownership and participation initiative to promote employee ownership and employee participation in business decision-making. In carrying out the initiative, the Secretary of Labor is authorized to distribute taxpayer-funded grants to existing state programs and new programs sponsored by states or other organizations. I appreciate my colleagues' attention to employee stock ownership plans, ESOPs, in this bill. Employee-owned companies are a vital piece of the American business fabric and has a history of bipartisan support. In fact, last week, the House passed the Securing a Strong Retirement Act, which included a provision simplifying the way small businesses offer stock ownership to employees, including tax incentives for small employer ESOPs. Unfortunately, I'm concerned that H.R. 7310 is taking the wrong approach in how it seeks to foster employee ownership. The bill would put taxpayers on the hook for programs that many states are already sponsoring to promote employee ownership. H.R. 7310's language is also broad, and it's unclear whether the new grant program would allow funds to be distributed to organizations that are not dedicated to ESOPs. Rather than authorize more government spending, the committee can foster employee ownership by curbing Department of Labor's overly aggressive and excessive litigation against ESOPs, which have been undermining ESOPs for years. DOL has released very little guidance on substantive issues of ESOPs, including their valuation. This makes it difficult for ESOP companies to make business decisions and to find someone willing to serve as a plan fiduciary. DOL has also employed counterproductive enforcement tactics, including taking inconsistent positions on legal issues. My concern is that without addressing the Department of Labor's destabilizing enforcement tactics, any good intention my colleagues seek to promote with the underlying bill will be for naught. To advance employee ownership, my amendment directs ERISA, Advisory Council, the EAC, to complete a review of the department's ESOP litigation program and the history of Department of Labor's approach to resolving ESOP litigation. Upon completion of the review, the Secretary of Labor must report the results to Congress. The EAC, which consists of representatives of employee organizations, employers, the general public, the industry experts, advises the Secretary of Labor and submits recommendations regarding the Secretary's functions under ERISA. The EAC has yet to tackle the important issue of Department of Labor's ESOP litigation program. My amendment is an important first step to addressing the challenges facing ESOPs and the promotion of employee ownership. I urge my colleagues to support my amendment, and I yield back.